This is Venya, Amore, and this is Silent but Loud, a space where pain becomes purpose, where the whispers of grief grow into echoes of hope. You're alive, sugar, and your story will still speak. Venya said it.
Welcome to Thursday Night After Dark Reflection. I'm your host, Venya Amore. First of all, I just want to say thank you who's been rolling and rocking with me so far. I greatly appreciate you. When we have our silent but loud morning moments every morning at 5:15, Thursday night at 6 p.m. I apologize last Thursday. I didn't get it uploaded. I don't even know. I said I most likely referred to the same exact date. So some material I'm probably going to have to replenish because I'm telling you it was good. But nevertheless, I got something different for you tonight. So let's get started. But before we do, we always do, take a deep breath in. Hold. Now release. One more time. Breathe in. Hold. Release. I want you to let your shoulders lift up. Inhale again. And let your spirit settle. Very good. Say this with me. Say, I am present. I am aware. I am in control of my emotions. My thoughts are mine to guide. Very good. I say those tonight because tonight I want to touch on today's topic of when we react before thinking, the emotional control, when you do make mistakes because we're human, but also public accountability. So let's dive right on in. First, I would like to talk about what happens when we slip up, right? Tonight, if you know, we'll be talking about a little bit about something every single one of us has experienced, and that's reacting before thinking. Sometimes our emotions grab us before common sense does, Hey, and when that happens, we post something we shouldn't. Maybe on social media, we might send a letter, an email too fast. I've done it before, but what I did is I used to type the letter in Microsoft Word first, especially if I knew I was angry, because I never wanted to be in that situation where I sent the blatantly honest email. Sometimes we go off in text messages. See, those are things you're putting out in the atmosphere, and it's kind of hard to retract. And then sometimes we say something out of anger. It could be out of fear. It could be insecurity. It could be rejection, or even pressure. And I'm going to tell you, like I said, sometimes it's hard to take that back. Now, of course, on email, sometimes they got, especially like Microsoft Outlook, you can, resend the question, the message. You can try to retract it. But if that person already done ding, they lying and they done already opened it, you can't get it back. You can't get it back. So I want you to just think about there's purpose and there's reasons why we must think before we react. Okay? Now, like I said, I've done it, honey. But what I've learned is, like I said, I gotta be a little smarter, there. So, like I said, I type it in Word first before I'm about to send it, or I'll say it out loud, and I'll be like, okay, I ain't gonna write this. Venya, don't you send that. But the bottom line, I've done it, you've done it, everybody has done it. So because we're human, right? And when that moment passes, when the cloud lifts, we look back at that action we did. And most of the time we say, dang it. Why did I do that? Now, if you with me right now so far, you've probably been there. You probably experienced. I want you to think about a time when that happened. And you immediately felt regret. Or it may took a moment, but you feel it. And it settles in your stomach so bad, it feels like a sour tummy. But you know what? Even though we've done it and we get to the point of realization, the very first step in healing from our own mistakes is admitting when we're wrong. Somebody say admittance. Admittance. Yes. You know, ownership. Being real enough with ourselves to say, I messed up. Yep, I did. I didn't think it all the way through. I reacted instead of responding. Don't make no excuses, though. The worst thing you could do is say, I'm sorry, but no but. There should not be no but after that. Acknowledging you messed up is exactly what that is. Don't deflect. Just keep it real. What they say, the young people say, keep it real. Keep it 100. Just the truth. Because the moment you accept the truth, that's when you take your power back. Venya gonna be proud of you. Shoot, I was proud of myself when I did it. See, we try to make an attempt to undo what we can. Or sometimes you can delete a post. You know, after you made that mistake and cut up, you can go back and delete it. Now, somebody might have screen recorded it already, or you know, it's some eyes done set done set they eyeballs on it. But the great thing about it is, at least you have an opportunity to try to undo what damage you have already caused. Sometimes you got to retract that email, like I said, because I'm telling you, I've seen letters come across my desk from people who were just mad because they just left out of the office or, with their boss. Then they call themselves, quote unquote, telling them off. But I'm going to tell you one thing. There's some things that you don't want to put in writing. They won't never have no paper trail of Venya telling them off. So what I do is I call a meeting. I say, hey, let's have a conversation. Now take your notes that you need, but it's a little bit more easier to control. And then the other thing is sometimes you can correct the misunderstanding before it spreads too far and wide. But the other hand is the words you've done, released, have already been received. The damage, it's already been done. And there's something you just can't undo. The damage, the persons that you hurt, there's something that is now there that you've caused harm to. And that's when the hard work begins. And I said heart work, but also hard work. See, the apology cannot be quieter than the harm. So if you stood on a pedestal and shouted, that mess, you're going to have to stand on that same exact pedestal and shout out your real apology. See, there's power in a real apology. Don't go up there being defensive. Not, if I hurt you. No, it ain't. Don't add no extras. Not, you took it the wrong way. No, baby, I took it the way you delivered it. But a real grounded apology with responsibility attached, that's something to write to the gods about. And like I was always taught, if you're truly sorry, you bring forth fruit. Now, what does that mean, Venya? Well, I'm about to tell you. You plant a seed of goodness. Goodness is going to grow, right? You plant a seed of mess like weeds and stuff. Sooner or later, the weed takes over. So if you are truly sorry, you bring forth a fruit, a love offering, some type of, that thing, it should be tangible. Let me see it. Be a power in your apology, action behind your word. There should be some kind of gift, some form of action, some change in your behavior that follows your apology. See, words are beautiful, and they say sticks and stones wouldn't break your bones, but words will never hurt you. But words can hurt, honey. Words can damage. And if you don't know about the damage that words can cause, you better ask somebody. A real apology requires proof. I'm sorry, and here's my proof I'm sorry. Let's dig in. See, sometimes pride says, don't you apologize. They should have understood you. Or, don't fix that. It'll just blow over. Or even may say, don't humble yourself. Just stay angry. But you see, pride, it's something about that thing. It has destroyed more relationships than honesty ever will. I respect you more when you can acknowledge your mistakes and go, get back on the right path. And head in that right path, though. Because I say, if you really, truly are sorry, you're going to make everything in your power attempt to not do that same wrong against me, right? See, some people, they didn't even die. They just walked away. So you have people that walked out your life and you lose them. And it's a grief, a suffering, a long suffering that you're gonna put that extra hurt on you. Because you're going to feel it. Because when they walk away and they truly walk away, sometimes they never turn back and even look. And the truth is, it's because they're tired. They were hurt. They were disrespected. And either the apology never came or the apology was weak. That's like that basketball pass and they smack it out the way. Get it out of here. It's weak. So let me just share a little personal journey about my emotional control. See, when I was first diagnosed with depression, I experienced some manic episodes. And during those moments, I found myself snapping on people, especially when I was really under pressure. Shoot, I've even had those episodes since I've lost my mother. And I've snapped on people and I was like, why am I snapping? That it was kind of hard to contain. And sometimes the anger is really towards somebody over there, but you in the right place at the wrong time, or wrong time at the right place, right? Because sometimes it is on the wrong person, and sometimes it's more harsh than it needs to be. And sometimes it's too fast. See, relationships, some of them may not even recover. Some friendships, they may never return to the norm. And I had to learn how to live with consequences of words that came from my pain. And they weren't even on my true self, but because I felt that way and I felt hurt, I felt like I had to also fight. Because, if you're going to get Venya in a fight or flight situation, most likely I'm going to fight every time. But sometimes you have to know when to, what's he say? Shh, hush it. See, freedom of speech is a real thing. But freedom of speech does not free us from the consequences of harm our words can cause. And oh Lord, don't let it be on social media. See, social media, I call it the modern day trigger zone. See, social media has become the new battleground of emotional impulsivity. People go on there typing big old caps. They blasting their loved ones. They rant. They argue. What would you say? Keyboard gangsters. They expose their lovers. They talk about everything. Their siblings, their baby's mamas, their daddies, pappies, co-workers, bosses. And a lot of times people perform their pain in public. And guess what? It's something about that internet. The internet don't forget. It don't. You try your best to try to minimize the blow. But once it's out in the cloud, even if you erase it, even if you delete it, even if you come and apologize, sometimes the visibility of your hurt that you bestowed on others will never go away. See, your mouth, your posts, your comments, all of those, they can cost your jobs. You see them people lost their jobs because why? Going off on people, confronting them. You got all the racial things. You got people call themselves going live but they're in their uniform. They know they're not supposed to. See, it also can cost you your friendships, your relationships, and the opportunity. You never know. That might have been your new client, your next client, but they heard about your tangent. And something as simple as thinking before you react could have saved you from all that. Now, I'm not blaming you. I'm not going, because we make mistakes. But I want you to take heed to what I have to say, because the bottom line is, I don't want to be, disappointed. If I get to a point where I'm disappointed, I'm beyond hurt. I think when my parents said they were disappointed in me versus you're grounded, I think it hurt me more. Because, you can get around the world and be like, I don't care what nobody say about you. But when you love somebody and you have love and they have love for you, I care about what you think about me. I want to be somebody, we say golden child, a prize in your eyes. So it is something to think before you react. And just know that you will head in the right direction once you accept that responsibility. And once you accept that responsibility, you try your best to undo the damage when possible. Even if it may be a little harder, I want you to keep moving forward steadfastly, because forgiveness is for you. And that's on both sides. Even when you go on, because some people may not accept your apology. And you're going to have to learn, you're going to have to learn to live with the consequences from wherever. And it don't mean they don't love you or no more, nothing like that. It's just say some people have their limits and you know how much you could tolerate. But then after you try to undo as much damage as you possibly can, you better apologize. And that kind of go hand in hand. I'm telling you, apology is something else. It's powerful. But do me a favor, always check that pride at the door. Because a prideful man, and I'm saying man as in us, man as in human beings, it can destroy you. It can truly destroy you. And I want you to understand that there is power, there is weight in the words you say. So words do hurt. Words can damage, words can destroy. Just like I'm always talking about speaking life. Why do you think we do affirmations every day? If I constantly said, you ain't nothing, you ain't gonna be about nothing, wake up to silent but loud morning moments, I'm your host, Venya, you'll be like, I don't want to talk to that girl. Because if you continue to listen to my negative outlook, and you didn't have a good mind to think on your own, you would believe it. And then the last thing, just to recap, is you got to choose your own emotional maturity when it comes to impulsive reactions. I tell the people I love all the time, I tell them, breathe. Breathe. I'm telling you, when you take that inhale like that, and you exhale right away, guess what? What's going to happen? You allow oxygen to flow to your brain. Because sometimes you get upset, and you get too upset, your thoughts get clouded, right? Allow your mind, your body to reset and relax. Take a deep breath in and release. Take a deep breath in and release. I want you to just remember that. Today's affirmations are, I control my emotions. I respond with wisdom, not impulse. I repair what I break. I grow from my mistakes. Very good. Do me one favor. I want you to wrap your arms around yourself, one across your chest, one across your belly, and I want you to squeeze. Feels good. Feels good, don't it? Yes, indeed. Thank you. Yes. Thank you for loving on you. I appreciate you. And recognizing that even though we make mistakes, recognizing what those mistakes are, and rightfully taking ownership and correcting everything in our power, taking our steps to correct our wrongs. That's progress. Thank you so much. Thank you for tuning in tonight. Silent but Loud After Dark Reflections. Be sure to follow me on all platforms under Venya me Amore. Don't forget to stream this podcast daily. Like I said, 5:15 a.m. Thursdays night at 6 p.m. for the After Dark Reflections. Be sure to go over to Amazon.com and grab my book, Silent but Loud, Echoes of Grief, Whispers of Hope Through Depression. And there's an extra line in the description. It's to my United Masters page. I'm my artist. And if you caught it yesterday was my second release. Can You Feel This Calling? Got a nice holiday jingle. I want you to make sure you share it. You can stream that, my music, and also my podcast on all of the platforms, ranging from Amazon Music, Apple, YouTube, iHeartRadio, Pandora, so much more. So next time I hear from you, or you'll hear from me, it'll be in tomorrow morning, Silent but Loud Morning Moments. But I just want you to know, I want you to be encouraged. And all your actions start with you. Until next time, Venya said it.